Thanks very much. We'll get this underway. There is a few just outside that'll find their way in, but thank you all for coming and welcome to Perth, if some are outside of Perth, and welcome to the ACFA Watford Controlled Traffic Farming Conference. We've got quite a few speakers ready for you today, which will provide you with a lot of valuable information for your controlled traffic farming. My name is Wes Baker. I am your chair for today and tomorrow. I will just make you aware, I think most of you already know, that the conveniences are outside there somewhere in the foyer. And the evacuation procedures, please make yourselves aware of how they work, just in case we have some sort of an emergency. I can just imagine 300 people trying to get out through that little tiny door over there in a big hurry mightn't be all that nice. So without any further ado, I will introduce you now to a fellow from over in the east, by the name of Chris Blewett, who will talk to you on behalf of ACFA. Thanks, Chris.
Thanks, Wes. I'm standing here today representing John McPhee, who's the chair of ACFA, who's unfortunately had a health scare and wound up in the hospital in Burnie in Tasmania, but on the mend, we think and hope. I'd just like to welcome everybody here on behalf of ACFA. It's fantastic to see such a great turnout. Enormous thanks from ACFA to the people at WANFA and other people who've helped put this thing together and arranged for such an amazing turnout to happen. ACFA, in case you're not familiar with it, is it's sort of become the peak body for controlled traffic systems and the promotion thereof across Australia. It's a national body. The committee comes from most states now. I think South Australia not, but just about every other state. And it has a vision of improving the profitability and sustainability of Australian agriculture through the promotion and support of controlled traffic farming systems. And it does that in the main by running conferences every year or every few years at not necessarily very regular intervals, but quite a lot of them. This is about the 10th or 11th, I think. And also by running projects, some of which you'll hear about today, that help promote controlled traffic farming in various parts of the country. And the other bit of good news I want to give you is that by attending this conference now, you are actually all members of ACFA, because basically we derive our membership from, which is basically a mailing list of people who have attended the various controlled traffic conferences that we've held over the years. So that's what you all are, members of ACFA, and you'll hear periodically from ACFA. I mean, there's already a little tiny bit of talk about potentially having what will be the third International Controlled Traffic Farming Conference in early 2019. Hasn't been decided on yet, but it's been spoken of. We had the first international CTF conference in Toowoomba some years ago. The second one was in Prague, and we might have the third one again in Australia, to which you'll all be welcome. Thanks very much.
Thanks, Chris. The ACFA's been holding conferences across the nation for a little while now, various times. And many of you may have already been to some of those conferences over east. The last one we held here was in 2007 down at UWA. It was quite a huge success as well. So this is the second one for WA. So we're very fortunate to have one over here. Our opening address is to be presented to you by Mr. Ralph Addis, who is the Acting Director General of the Department of Primary and Industries, the new organisation that has been formed by our latest government. So please make welcome Mr. Ralph Addis.
Thanks, Wes. Just doing a quick check. Yep, I'm the only bloke with a suit and tie, which means I've got to change my fashion style. But anyway, look, really good to be here. As Wes has said, I've been asked to take on the task of bringing together what was the Department of Agriculture and Food in WA, which had a 125-year standalone history, the Department of Fisheries, which had about a 35-year history, and the Department of Regional Development, which for those of us across regional Western Australia has played an important role in recent years particularly. Big job, and I suppose throws up some creative possibilities for government to review the way that we work with industry, in particular in ag, to make sure that we're adding the most value we can. Grains industry in WA, it's the largest ag sector, generates about 50%, up and down a bit from year to year, as we're seeing this year, of farm gate value. About 40% of our national grains exports, which is a very substantial contribution. As a young bloke growing up on the farm in Cranbrook, along